Hello everybody, this is Dr. Jeff Parker with Marriage Matters, and this is a short video series that's being put together that hopefully can be a tool that will help encourage you, help you to build a strong marriage. So this is my prayer, and let me say this as a marriage counselor, somebody who's been doing this a very long time. I don't simply want to diagnose the problems in marriage. I want to help you figure out how to fix them, make your marriage stronger and better and more vibrant. So I encourage you each week to look at these. They'll be on Facebook, on my Facebook page, but you can also see these on YouTube under Marriage Matters. Hopefully you'll do that, even subscribe to the channel so that we can begin to get to know each other a little bit better. Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Jeff Parker, Dr. Jeff Parker. I have an earned doctorate, and I've spent, I will have been married 41 years next month. That's probably the best quality I could bring to this video series. I've been married going on 41 years. I've got 4 children, 16 grandchildren. Again, I've spent my life in pastoral marriage and family counseling as a military chaplain, as a Southern Baptist missionary, but more so, just about 4 decades, walking people through the difficulties they sometimes would face in marriage. Now, let me say this. I wanted to start this first session off kind of light, a little bit, kind of on a lighter note. And so I want to begin with a question. I want to ask you a question. Do you know what quality, what trait, or what characteristic that I'm getting ready to tell you that I've seen in the best marriages in my years of pastoral counseling? Do you want me to share with you a quality or characteristic or a trait that has been incorporated into my own marriage and helped us last for the last 41 years? Now, before I tell you what it is, let me say one thing, and I want you to listen closely. In Psalm 127, verse 1, it says this: "Except the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain that build it." In other words, what God says is simply this: when you put Him first and you build a strong, vibrant relationship with Jesus Christ, you give your life to Christ, begin to get into His Word, in prayer, into a local church, then God says He can build the kind of marriage that God intends for you to have. So except the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain that build it. But let's go back to that question. What quality, what characteristic, what trait have you seen in the last nearly 4 decades of marriage and family counseling? Now, when I write it up here, and I'm going to write it up here, my pen's not writing that well, but I'm going to write it up here, you're going to think, well, that's just too simple. But that word is simply the word humor. In other words, you and I need to understand something. The vibrant, strong, healthy marriages almost consistently will have that quality, that trait, or that characteristic. It's just simply a sense of humor. Now, you may say, well, that just sounds so easy, so simple. Or you may be saying right now, that's not me. I'm not a very jovial, outgoing, kind of laughing person. So you may look and think, that's not just the way. I wasn't raised that way. My parents were not that way. I'm just not genetically, inclined in that direction. Now, let me tell you, laughter and a sense of humor is a learned behavior. In fact, you could cut this video off, physically make yourself laugh. Start forcing yourself to laugh. What you'll find, you'll start laughing and you won't be able to stop. In other words, laughter is a learned behavior. And you may be thinking, well, now wait a minute, this is a marriage series. And I may have that sense of humor, but my spouse doesn't. Listen, it only takes one. Let me give you an example. You ever had somebody come up to you, a friend, they're trying to tell you something that's happened to them, and they get to laughing? And they're trying to tell you a story or an event or something, and they're laughing so hard that they just keep breaking down. They're unable to even tell you what they're laughing about. Now, what do? Eventually, watching them, you start laughing, you become so tickled that before long you're laughing with them. Now listen, and you don't even know why you're laughing. Why? Because a sense of humor, a jovial, positive spirit is something that is contagious. In marriage, I've found in marriages that are the strongest and more vibrant and more healthy are those marriages where at least one person will maintain a jovial, positive, the ability to laugh. You know, did you know it helps you live longer? If you learn how to laugh and you begin to incorporate a sense of humor into your life, it helps you live longer. I mean, before long, you just feel healthier. You feel better. You look younger. My dad will be 90, his birthday. Recently, we were sitting in a public restaurant. My dad, the pastor of his church, had asked him to speak for Layman's Day. So my dad began to talk about all of his research. He's a former NASA engineer. My dad began to talk about all his research. He began to talk about all his notes. And then he got to laughing. And he was laughing because he said, if I preach everything I've got written down, it'll be a couple-hour sermon. But he was laughing so hard trying to tell me that. At one point, I looked at him. And I thought, no wonder you're getting ready to be 90 and you look like my older brother. Hear me. If there's a quality in marriage that can make a difference, it is the ability to develop in your life a sense of humor, and it only takes one. It will make you healthier, it will make you look younger, and I promise you it'll make a difference in relationships. So incorporating a sense of humor. You know, learn to do some funny things. We here in Mississippi, it doesn't snow much, but we had 5 or 6 inches of good fluffy snow, and it was just bitter cold outside. And so I was in my boxers and my t-shirt, and my wife was working in the kitchen. So I slipped back to the bedroom. I put black socks on, pulled them up as high as I could get them, put my black dress shoes on, stuck my t-shirt inside my boxers, pulled my boxers up all the way just about up under my armpits, slipped out of the house and began to walk back and forth across in front of the window in front of the kitchen window until my wife noticed. When she did, because it looked so ridiculous, she just began to laugh hysterically. Now listen, we not only had a good laugh, we made a memory that probably we will carry all the way to the end of our life. You know, learn to laugh. Learn to develop a sense of humor in your life. It'll make a better, stronger marriage. It'll make you a better parent. And I want to leave that thought with you. Well, that's all the time we have today. This is Marriage Matters. And let me encourage you, first of all, by letting you know that I love you. I do. I love you. I want you to build a strong marriage. But I want you to know this. Jesus Christ loves you. His will, His purpose, His plan is for you to build a strong, vibrant, good marriage, listen, that will last a lifetime. Well, God bless you. You take care. Bye-bye.